about England in the few brief weeks that you were there, John? Is there anything that really jumps out at you aside from the fact that you were a long way from home?
Well, not really. She mentioned that they were on strict rations. I remember one day I went to this little village. And they had some real nice looking pastries. Well, I took one and there was no sugar in it. It was just like eating a piece of toast. But
it looked good, though.
well, yeah, it looked good. That's why
You make the best of what you got, I guess, right?
right, yes.
Right.
I can remember us talking to a couple of little girls one time. They was a cussing the Yanks. Well, you bring your airplanes over here and there's no wings on them. Evidently that was, she saw them unload them off these ships, evidently. They weren't, I don't think they appreciated this too much, from what I gathered from them. But I never associated with them at all much. So,
Can you tell me a little bit about the squadron that you were with, the bunch of guys that you remember? Are there any personalities that really jump out at you that you remember back all those years ago?
not really. Only one sergeant before we went over. He said, he held his rifle up. He says, whatever you do, hang on to this piece because you're going to need it. But on the way in, I fell into a bomb crater or shell crater or something. He came after me, and several weeks later they called me into the CP and was inquiring about him driving in after me. Lo and behold, he had lost his rifle. He was the first. I can never forget that. Hang on to this piece. He was the first one, I guess, that lost his rifle.
Oh boy.
In our boat, in our landing craft.
All right.
Well, when we were getting ready and going through, 70 years ago, that's a long time
Yes.
to remember all this.
Well, you
And
bet.
John and I were preparing for this event we're going to have on Saturday, and you had mentioned, I'd ask you, what were the thing that you were amazed about the most about D-Day? And you had mentioned that they kept it a secret, that many people, well, I mean, there was 150,000 men that went across the pond that day.
6,000 ships.
And kept it a secret. John, you were saying that you were amazed by that.
Oh, we didn't know where we were going. We knew we were going somewhere, but I can't imagine just how they kept that a secret from the Germans with all that build-up
And then when
it amazed me.
It's almost a miracle, isn't it, that they kept it a secret?
It certainly is. It saved a lot of lives, I'm sure of that. But
And when you got you and your brigade, when you guys got the order to get on the ship, and you were trying to think, was it nighttime or early morning? Do you remember?
I cannot remember.
But you'd been.
All I can remember is being in that little tent with another few other boys. But I don't know whether we went on at night or day or.
Now, John, how old were you when you were over there in England?
I think I just turned 20.
You were 20. Okay. So you were a young fella.
Yeah.
And of course, you did not realize that you were about to make history, or be a part of history, a small cog in a very big wheel, right?
Well, that is sure. That's for sure. Yeah, we didn't. We couldn't imagine the enormity of that invasion. It was 50 miles long. The beachhead was 50 miles. That's from here to Drummond, Montana. I was just a speck in that operation. And that, I just can't imagine in their mind how they kept it such a secret.
Well, one of the things you were saying is just before you got on the ship to start out for this whole D-Day invasion, I remember you telling me you realized something was going to happen. So you decided to write a letter to your mom and keep it on you in case something happened. Do you remember what you wrote to her?
I can't remember, except I told her I loved her and the rest of the kids. I lost my dad when she was raising 7 youngsters. My brother Jim and I were both in the service. The rest were toddlers. But I know I can't remember what I told her.
And of course, that was during the Depression, right?
Oh, yes, I can remember that very well.
Well, tell you, we're going to talk some more with John Nelson, 91 years old, and he is a veteran of D-Day and went right over the